guys are a lot better than the classes I used to teach. Quieting down. All right, thank you. Good evening and welcome to the 2026 Hall of Fame induction ceremony of the Puget Sound Senior Baseball League. I'm Tom Evans-Krause, for those of you who don't know, and it's my privilege to be president of this great organization. The PSSBL was founded in 1989 and the Hall of Fame was established in 2011. So this will be the 16th year that outstanding PSSBL players will be inducted into our hall. And we'll meet them in just a few minutes. Now each year, a select committee of PSSBL veterans work diligently to review every single nomination that we receive, every nomination for possible inclusion into our Hall of Fame. So thanks to Chairman Paul Davison. Always the chair this year, and we also thank Jeff Kiger, who served in that capacity for like 13 seasons. So Jeff Kiger, as do the rest of our committee members, Jeff Granny Austin, Rich Bonney, Josh Jacobson, Chet Morgan, and Rick Park. And I know Rick is here tonight. We thank each and every one of them for their dedication and hard work, and it was my honor to serve as well. I'd also like to recognize past and present board members that are with us tonight. Past contributors include Ben Lowe, who helped found the PSSBL in 1989. All right, other past board members present. Is Mike Collier here? Did Collier show up?
No.
Okay. And Jake Little is here. And Jason Rivers, past board member as well. Is a past board member, but then also want to recognize our current 2026 board members. They are Marty Bigelow, Casey Bloom. I hear Casey's name a few times tonight, as you will hear more about Paul Davison as well. Vice President Carl Gleason, Scott McHugh, Rick Park, Scott Spalding, and Brandon Williams. Also shout outs to our assistant web developer, Mike Willard. Is Mike here? Oh, there he is, way there. And our social media director, Michio Koida. Speaking of which, I know that all of our players, our members of the PSSBL, have signed their electronic waiver so that we can utilize your image in all of our media. Those of you who haven't signed, please don't make that an issue for us because we are broadcasting live on our YouTube channel, PSSBL.com at YouTube. All right, hi everybody, it's online watching us. Okay, a number of PSSBL Hall of Fame members are in the room. They were inducted in previous years, of course, and congratulations again to Marty Bigelow. I mentioned Mike Collier earlier, but he's not present. Paul Davison is another former inductee. Carl Gleason. Doug Harris, did you make it? Is Doug here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Jake Little is also a member of the Hall. As is Ben Lowe. Rick Park. Dave Reynolds over there. Jason Rivers. And Greg Weary. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody.
Yourself?
All right. Also more thanks to hand out. Thanks to the entire Seattle Mariners organization. We've had just an incredible relationship with that group for many, many years. And we thank especially Art Waldman, who was as many of you know, was the Mariners attorney for a number of years until he retired just a couple years ago. Bart paved the way for a lot of the opportunities that our PSSBL has had working with the Mariners organization, including those number of times that we were able to actually play games for charity on this field over the years. And our hope is at some point in time we'll be able to do that again. So thanks to the Mariners organization, especially Eric Fassler and his crew. Is Eric anywhere nearby? I know he was at the front table handing out the Hello Kitty bags. I hope you got yours. All right. Also, thanks to Ben McNAUGHTON. Where's Ben? There's our official Mariners photographer over there. And also thanks to Tracy Neal of Sodexo Catering.
Marty, you're my de facto bench coach on the Diamondbacks. You're my buddy. I couldn't do all this without you, and to all the Blue Rocks and the rest of you. Thanks for accepting my dad last year, and winning a championship together was incredible. I suppose I should acknowledge I am the commissioner of the Cascade Division, so I wanted to say thank you to all the GMs. I think the place that the division is in now is as good as it's been in a long time. And I think that's a testament to all the work that everybody puts in trying to build the rosters. It's not easy to build a good competitive division baseball team, but after those couple of dominant years, the rest of the division caught up to us, and it's become a really competitive league. And I love playing good baseball against good teams, and I think that's what we do in the Cascade Division. Want to acknowledge a couple of the other GMs that I've played for. Bill Williams, who I doubt is in the room, but many of you maybe know a little bit. Bill ran the Olympic Brewers, which I then took over as manager when we became the Diamondbacks for a long time. Bill didn't have anything to gain out of that other than he loved baseball, and so I appreciate everything he did there. Mike Willard, I won 2 championships with the Adams Pirates, and Mike even let me manage a championship game because he had to be at a wedding. So I'm going to put that one as a half a championship that I managed. But, thanks, Mike, for everything you've done. It was great to be a part of the Pirates. And then last, when it comes to other GMs, Paul Davidson, a great friend. Thank you for all you do, both for the league as well as organizing our trips to Arizona every year. It felt so sweet to win that World Series last year. Paul was actually on the opposite side of my most memorable moment on the baseball field, which was a 2019, I had to say it, I'm sorry. A walk-off suicide squeeze in the 11th inning of the Winners Bracket Championship in a 2-1 game that maybe is the greatest baseball game that I've ever been a part of. But as I said before, Paul might have taken the trophy and ran off into the sunset to the 30-0 division in 2022 after he beat us in the championship there. So, with Spencer's help. Thanks to my aunt. She traveled here from all the way from California and has always been such a supportive influence in my life, basically a second mom to me. Thanks to my girlfriend, who's just learning to love baseball, but even stated to me this winter that she missed baseball after a year of dealing with me playing quite a bit of it. And then last, I have to talk about my parents. I come from a baseball family. My parents, for their honeymoon, traveled around the country in my dad's 1976, I think, VW Bug, visiting different baseball stadiums. So I was born into it. My dad took me to my first Mariners game at, I think, 10 days old. In some ways, I think one way or another, I was always going to end up doing baseball somewhere. And I'm just glad that the league has given me a chance to do that here. My mom might be the biggest baseball fan of everybody in the room. Specifically, she loves good baseball. That's evidenced by her quick switch from being a Giants fan to a Dodgers fan at one point. She happened to live in the Bay Area when the Giants won 3 World Series in 6 years, so very much a Giants fan then. But grew up in Southern California, so now has adopted the Dodgers. It's fine though. She likes good baseball, and she's also a Mariners fan, and so she needs it somewhere. But Mom, I love you. Thank you for always supporting me and everything that you've done for me. And then my dad. My dad's my best friend. We've been playing baseball in the backyard for as long as I can remember. And that really hasn't stopped until his shoulder injury. You can see he's wearing braces today, but we meet at the batting cage to practice hitting fairly regularly in the season, and that has continued to this day. He started playing the PSSBL in his 60s and has turned into a pretty damn good player himself. And it's been really fun to watch, and I'm glad that he got to experience baseball in a way that he never had, because he didn't play organized baseball back in the early days. Both my parents have been a fixture in the stands for as long as I can remember, and I wouldn't be anywhere in my life or in baseball without them. Last thing I want to say is, I guess, a question that I often ask myself, or I'm maybe more qualified to ask myself than most people in this room, considering I've played around 70 baseball games for the last 6 years, is why do we put so much time into this, and why do I care so much about rec baseball? First and foremost, baseball is special. I think we all have coalesced around it. Obviously, there's nothing better for your mental health than squaring up a baseball. And going to work Monday morning after going 2 for 3 with a couple doubles is a whole lot easier over the weekend. But ultimately, I think the answer is the community and the people. What everybody involved in the league has built is truly special. I don't think there's a league like this in the country. No matter where you look, it has done great things for me in my life and in the lives of so many other people. It's brought so many people together. I've been in Joey's wedding as well as 3 other teammates. I've seen longtime teammates go from being young 20-year-old kids to having kids and being parents, and seeing them spend that journey. I think the final point about the league and how grateful I am is, like, when you join this league, you don't leave. I like to say, come for the baseball, stay for the friendship, and I truly think that's. I'm honored to join the rest of the Hall of Fame class, and can't wait to keep playing baseball with all of you. Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Casey, and thanks, Joe. By the way, special shout out to Carl Gleason, who's our Adirondack Division Commissioner, been a board member for a long time. He made arrangements for these special flags for each of our Hall of Fame inductees, as well as the patches. So I don't know if you want to hold up the patch and show it around. So anyway, pretty cool stuff. So here you go. All right, next up, I want to invite Colby Kelly to the podium for our next introduction.
All right, thank you, Tom. Thank you, board, for putting on this evening. I think it's your efforts don't go unnoticed. I know it's a thankless task. Appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, not a jersey guy. I feel like I'm a little underdressed, but it's just not my style. So I think a common theme in the previous presentation was fellowship. It was something I take away. I played in the PSSBL. I started in 2010 and played for 6 or 7 years, 8 years, something like that. And the memories I have thinking back in the PSSBL is the relationships that were formed, friendships that were made. I see former teammates in the room, former opponents, and great friends that I've made along the way. I still get the emails from Tom, and I got an email a while back, and it had the Hall of Fame class, and I saw NIKOLAI's name on there, and I was like, I haven't been involved in the PSSBL for years, but I'll be there. It was a no-brainer to me. Nick is one of my best friends, and again, that's a test PSSBL can do, right? Baseball aside, the friendships that were made have been made. something that I cherish. NIKOLAI is one of my best friends. Seeing his name there, I was like, I'll be there. Little did I know he was going to text me 2 days later and ask me to come up here and speak. So here I am. I don't want to get too long-winded. I could a lot of stories. We all have stories about our time on the field in Arizona, shenanigans in the parking lot before a game, after a game. I think I'll just go down some stats of NIKOLAI. I think for those of us that have played with Nick, against Nick, can recognize the fact that he was probably one of the most professional hitters in the PSSBL during his time in the league. Just every time he came up to bat, you knew he was going to put together a quality AB for you. So according to the PSSBL website, it only goes back to 2007. So the stats I put on my sheet of paper only go back to 2007. And Nick just informed me 30 minutes ago that, yeah, he's so old, he goes back to pre-internet time. So there's stats that aren't even on the website. So I had X number of seasons in the PSSBL, and he informed me that he's in fact played 23 seasons in the PSSBL. 3 of those were in the Olympic division, and another 18 or so in the Cascade division, right? So for those that know, those are the higher level divisions in the PSSBL, right? So you got to be able to play ball to be able to keep your head above water at those levels, right? Legit players. So see, these are some of the stats that are available on the internet. So sorry, the stats are probably actually more impressive than this because he predates the interwebs. So 481 games played, 2,165 plate appearances, over 600 hits, over 100 doubles, over 300 RBIs, over 300 walks, a career 343 batting average, career 453 on-base percentage, 5 PSSBL championships, 1 MSBL World Series, two championships, World Series championships. So, professional hitter, right? Came to the plate and just got the job done. Did everything he could to help the team win. So with that, I'll bring Nick up here. My honor to present him to the room. Couldn't play a lick of defense at all. We talked about that earlier. At the end of his career, I don't even think he brought a glove to the field. But was someone who could be counted on to get the job done at the plate. And so, with that being said, Nick, come on up.
How much I appreciate Colby coming out and doing this. You can tell that Colby's a pretty stoic guy. He tends to come across as if he doesn't care, but he cares deeply. He's a super competitive guy. And frankly, if it wasn't for him, I probably would have stopped playing about 10 years before. That said, I am old. I was talking to my youngest son, who's got the blue phone over there, earlier today, and he told me what he would say if he was the one giving the talk. He said that my dad was a great player, and now he's in the Hall of Fame, but he was a great player and played against the dinosaurs. So, Casey, you just turned 40 and feel like you have a long time to go. You do. I turned 50 this past November, and I'm done. I can barely get out of bed in the morning. I can barely stay asleep at night. My shoulder, my elbow. They're constant reminders of the great time I had in the PSSBL. So, while I live in pain, I appreciate it. They are war wounds, and they are well earned, and I love it every day, despite what you might say about it. I want to echo some of the things that Casey said. This is just such a great organization. I've seen how other organizations have been run across the country, traveling around, talking to different guys. This is a different beast. PSSBL is special. It's the best in the country. And as Kobe Spencer and I played parts in 23 seasons in this league and appreciated them all. It's 100% true. I wouldn't have been able to do it without my family. My wife is there, my 2 boys. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much. My boys don't care about sports, and they think I'm not great at a lot of things. So now you guys know I was pretty good at it. Some of the memories I have, I should remember all the good things, but I remember a lot of the bad things because I'm super competitive. And Joe, you mentioned you throw really hard, and it's an honor to be inducted with Spencer. Spencer was one of my favorite guys for me to face. I had a little bit of success. Nobody had a lot of success against Spencer, but I had a little bit of success. But one night at Lower Woodland, I hit a shot to right field, line drive base hit. He probably doesn't remember this. It was late at night. It was probably 40 degrees outside. And at that point, at my age, when the sun went down, the body just did not move very well. But I hit this rocket to right field. And I was like, oh, I got it. And then next thing you know, Joe Clancy's throwing a bullet to first base and threw me out. So, you got a great arm. It's an honor to be in this class. I was talking to Jim earlier. I hated facing him. He had a weird, awkward delivery and walked in hotter than expect. Spencer, I love going to battle against you all the time. You won a lot, but it was well earned. CORY, great teammate, got a chance to play with him and against him for many years. We got to win 2 championships together. I've had a lot of great teammates. Jake, great teammate. Marty, great teammate. Jason Rivers, great teammate. We hated each other to start, but the league brought us together. Beautiful thing. But there are 3 guys that in my PSSBL career that stood out for me. Adrian Brockaway, who I'm sure most of you know, he's probably off in the desert in Arizona shooting guns at something or other right now. Joe Townsend, who I'm sure a lot of you also know, God rest his soul, we lost him last April. I wish he was here with all my heart. And Kobe Payne. So thank you, Kobe. I appreciate you being here for me. The stats are great, and I did everything I could. I wasn't the worst defensive player ever. I just only played defense well when I felt good, and I just didn't feel good all the time. So those are the facts. But the stats are great, but the most important thing to me, similar to Casey, I had the privilege of being on 5 championship teams in the PSSBL. Got a chance to play for 2 others as well. And then Tom, the honor of playing with Tom down in Arizona a handful of times. Even when I went away and tried to do my own thing, he always invited me back. And I had the privilege of winning 2 championships with Tom down in Arizona. So thank you all so much. This is just such an honor. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Nikolai Brown, everybody. Okay, next up, I'd like to invite Doug Harris, Hall of Famer that he is, up to the podium to introduce our next inductee. Doug.
I have a speech, but it was created, but I'm not just going to wing it. I've been doing this for a long time. I played with Rivers in the Olympic division. I've been old since I started playing this game. We were playing Aqua Sox on the Smoky Mariner team, and buddy in Palm Desert texts me and says, "You realize you played against the Hussies?" And I say, "Yeah, that name does sound familiar." And I was like, that was an 18 and over NABA division for the Northwest Express, and it was like, man, I was 37 years old already. And now, a couple years ago, I get a call from Tom, and Tom's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And pretty good. And I was like, much. It's like, holy crap, I'm that age now, 6 years old, but yet it felt very honorable to be asked by Tom Krause to join his Rainier team. When I was also younger, maybe the videos weren't out there, you know, how to become better this or that. I would ask, you know, some of you guys that were really good at what you do, how do you guys go about playing the game? And now, as I'm older, you know, first thing I say to someone like Mars, I walk up to him, he's playing center field. I say, how you doing? Is your body hurt? He's like, well, I've had 2 knee replacements, a shoulder replacement, and I was like, damn, I'm hobbling out there at one of the younger players, wondering if I'm gonna make it. And then at some point in the season, I need a runner, and Mars is like, I got you, you know, he's running for me. And I was like, holy crap, this guy's a beast. It's one thing to play this game when you're 21, your body feels great. But to be part of the 60 Mariner team, these guys are out there on, you know, man-made body parts, and they love the game. I asked Tom, in fact, at our last practice, I said, Tom, was there ever a time that you just didn't feel like you were felt that interested about it, or your health? He said, absolutely not. I love this game. And that's where I'm at, and I started doing this, like I said, a long time ago, and everybody here's, you know, pretty much my family and friends that have, you know, high school buddies have come and gone, and this has been my life, and that's how I met CORY, and that's how I met all of you, most of you guys. And I guess to CORY, the Rainiers and the SEER division of the Stingrays merged together, and I don't really remember facing him when he was a Stingray, but he showed up to our first practice at Marinor Park, and you know, you're wondering what position this guy plays, you know, are you going to be competing for the same position? And he's taking some batting practice, and he's a little bit off, and I'm like, all right. And then one leaves the center field fence, which is maybe 300-foot fence, but then it starts majestic bombs out towards 520 or out in the sticker bushes, as one after another as I go. You know, I guess he's going to be playing wherever he wants to play. So then we also acquired Alex Gordon that year, and you know, he's also, I think, was an ex-A, and he's left-handed, and he looked like he's going to reach 520. And you know, I didn't even know CORY, and CORY's up next to me, and he's going, did I hit the ball harder or further? And I was like, dude, yeah, I think, yeah, maybe, I don't know. CORY seemed like a fictional character. Is this thing still on? But he's always kind of like a really happy-go-lucky, gosh, golly, darn it. And I was like, oh, this can't be real. And it is. He's just an all-around great guy. When you warm up with him, I guess I've been playing with him for 16 years, or 10 years, excuse me. And I always try to warm him up because he wants to head off to almost a different ballpark when he's throwing the ball, so I'm no longer throwing it in the air to him, but which is fine. I think it's pretty cool. But anyways, yeah, he's a human highlight reel. I've watched him hit. I think for this home run that I've seen personally at Edmonds Community College, it was 9 o'clock morning on August, foggy morning. And I think Tyson James was pitching, and at the point of contact, you know, I thinks he said something. I think he said, "Oh shit," at the point of contact, and the ball went. It was left center. You got the what do you got? The greenhouses out there, and then you got the. This is probably the first year it became an all-purpose field, and it's like, goddamn, that's still going, and it wasn't on the way down. It looked like it spun the net, and so lose that game, which was, happened quite a bit, really. But anyways, we became pretty good friends, and here I am today. It's an honor to be here, and probably more so to have somebody speak on your behalf, and hopefully I did that properly. CORY.
Thank you, Doug, for that wonderful introduction. I love you, man. Doug and I know each other for 10 years now. Awesome. First, I want to thank God for allowing me to still play this great game. My first Little League coach is here tonight. And she actually adopted me. She's my mom, and she's over here. I gotta give her all the props. She's amazing. Love you. My sister and the families over there. I also got to thank my wife, my beautiful wife, for always supporting me, whether it's in tournaments, long weekends, ballparks, or helping me stay hydrated by limiting my beer content before the games. Or the night before the games, I should say, not the day of the games. Right? Who has that same problem? Anybody else? You know. I also have to thank my daughters. I have 2 daughters. Amazing. And then I have my daughter, Milan. She sings the national anthem in our All-Star games. And I really appreciate the league to ask her to do that. It's really an honor for our family to have her do that. I really appreciate it. That's really fun. I wish I could have her sing tonight. It would be awesome, but it didn't work out that way. I also want to thank my teammates and managers who I truly consider friends, especially the managers that are bigger than me. Marty's not so much bigger than me. But my buddy Nick, of course, I don't think he's here tonight, but he's bigger than me, so I really appreciate Nick. No matter how many times he benches me during the playoffs, I still love you. I still love you guys. I truly believe that PSSBL is the best senior baseball league in the country. I played in Portland and other divisions or other leagues in the state, in the country, and PSSBL by hands down is the best. Teams, players, everything. So I want to congratulate all the inductees tonight. Congratulations to you guys. It's an honor to play with you guys and against you guys. And I just want to thank you, everybody, and here's to many more years and games ahead. Thank you so much.
All right, CORY COATE, everybody. Next up, we have an inductee that actually requires not 1, but 2 people to introduce him. So let me welcome to the podium here Mick Stump and Rick Park.
Go ahead, Marce. Photo. I know he's got to go.
Well, that was fast. Both Rick and I have played with, for, and against MARSE, McNAUGHTON, and now I want to know the ball players in here, not the family members of it. The ball. Is there anybody in here who doesn't know the name MARSE McNAUGHTON? No, that's right. And why is that? Because he's the fastest guy around. MARSE runs hard, MARSE runs fast, And MARSE plays hard and MARSE plays fast. I've managed him for 15 years. He joined the league with 2007. And every year he's gotten better. Every year he's come up with something that always amazes us on the bench. He's always been the kind of guy that is really feisty. So we have to pull him off some umpires every now and then. And that can be a task in and of itself. But MARSE has stats. If you want a stat, lifetime batting average in the PSSBL of 333. He has stolen over 160 some bases, and he has a doubles number of about 85. So he's quick, but he's not only quick, he is determined. And I know MARSE in 3 different ways. I know him, number 1, as a ball player, number 2, as a friend, and number 3, he's my doctor. And the third one is exceptionally important. But I can tell you that as a ball player, he's top-notch. He will never quit. He will never complain. What he does is play hard and play harder. And I think that is a character aspect that every ball player should strive for. As a friend, I live across the lake from him in Lakewood, and on the way, my house is on the way to his house, and he'll come home from work someday when I'm sick, and he'll stop by my house just to see how I am. That's a friend, because he works early in the morning, late in the day, and he works with a lot of people. And as a ball player, he's just simply top-notch. And as a doctor, he's the smartest man I've ever been to, quite honestly. And he knows things that other doctors simply don't know, which is incredible. So I'm going to turn it over to Rick before I get too effusive with MARSE, but I have to let you know that it's been my greatest pleasure to play with you for all of these years, MARSE.
It's my honor to be here tonight to talk about MARSE McNaughton. How would you like to be on a team with a guy that 65% of the games that he plays in, he scores in the first inning? That's MARSE McNaughton. I'm going to tell a couple of really quick stories here that illustrate what MARSE is all about. He's one of the best players nationally. And even at his age, he plays a lot younger on a lot younger teams. He's that good. And he's very humble about it, by the way. But we're in the World Series. I'm lucky enough to not having given up a hit. It's about the 4th inning. This batter comes up, he's a left-hand batter. He's a really great batter. And I throw this curveball that, drops right in the middle of the strike. And this guy is just licking his lips, and he starts letting it go. And he hits it out toward right center. MARSE is playing center. And I go, oh, geez, there it goes. And I go to look around. MARSE is standing right there catching that ball. It was the most phenomenal thing I've ever seen. And that's the kind of outfielder he is. Last year, we're playing in the 16 over. MARSE is about 77, I think. Playing in the 16 over Rainier division. And our pitcher, I won't mention what his name, he was getting hit a little bit in the first inning. He comes out and he says, Rick, why do we have that old guy out there in center field? I said, listen, wait till you see this guy run and catch a ball. He's like, really? I go, really? So about the 5th inning, this guy launches one out to right center. And MARSE is on a full tilt boogie going after this ball. And I mean, he's moving. And he catches it the length of his body for the 3rd out. So this pitcher comes walking off the mound. He puts his arm around me and he says, okay, I see what you mean. I said, I told you. That's the kind of guy MARSE is. I've also seen Marse as a doctor during the Roy Hobbs World Series actually save a guy who got hurt during the game. He was the first one on the spot to help this individual. And that's just the kind of guy he is. He is one of the greatest teammates I've ever had. He's one of the greatest players. And it was my honor to be able to introduce him to my son Marcus tonight. That's how much I think about Marse McNaughton. So I introduce you to Marse McNaughton.
Well, I'd like to thank Rick and Nick for that, for their remarks. I'm hopeful that my eulogy is as good as that. This is a very humbling experience for me. I'm overwhelmed with this honor. I've looked over the previous Hall of Fame people, and it's incredible how talented they are, that they have blessed me with this opportunity to be a member of this Hall of Fame. The people that I play with are incredible people, but most important, they're people of great character. This is exciting very much today because I remember the last time, well, it wasn't quite the last time, but on September the 9th in 2013, I was here. They were honoring our Titans baseball team because we had won the Roy Hobbs World Series, and they gave me the opportunity to throw out the first pitch. It was a great curveball. I want to thank my teammates who have played with us for so many years. They've made it all possible for me to be able to succeed, and I couldn't have done it without them. I've received many letters and emails thanking me for what I was able to do and congratulating me, and I was very grateful for that. I want to thank the league. This is the biggest and the best league in the United States for baseball. It doesn't get better than this. I thank all those people who have a tremendous amount of hours doing this and running the league. It's so well organized and run. It's some of the best people in the United States running this league. I want to thank my coaches who showed great. Bart Waldman, Nick Stump, Tom Krause, Rick Parks, Larry Davis, and Glenn Powers. All excellent coaches who showed great confidence in me and allowed me to participate in this sport. I'd like to thank my wife who has allowed me to participate in this activity. I know many of you have also got permission from your wives to play also, and we're grateful for that. I have several patients who come in with their husbands and wives, and as they sit down, the wife says, "Now, we're here for a medical reason. You are not allowed to talk baseball." As they walk out, they say, "Well, you didn't get the medical problem fixed. All you do is talk baseball." Well, it's great because I've had the opportunity to inject many of your knees, back, shoulders, and whatnot, and it was really a wonderful experience for that. Lou Gehrig said it the best when he said, "I'm the luckiest guy in the world." We are the luckiest guys in the world to be able to do what we do and do it. I want to tell you why I'm lucky. I have a wonderful family, a wonderful wife who supports me. I have 17 grandchildren, and I have 5 boys, 2 of them who did play professional baseball. I didn't start to play baseball till I was around 50, but I realized if my 2 boys can play that game, I think I can too. And so I got started on it, and I've been blessed with that. I've been blessed because I'm 77 years old. I still love this game, and I still play it, and I'll still take any competition along with center field with any of you young boys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, the photo. Sorry.
Camera guy.
Go ahead. Go ahead. All right, MARSE McNAUGHTON, everybody. By the way, over the years, it's been interesting getting input from each of the new Hall of Fame members because I'm the one that arranges the plaques and I get their inscriptions. What do you want on your plaque? And I have seen plaques that have every statistic you can imagine. I've seen other plaques that have very, very short inscriptions. One was "Thanks, Pops," where the player thanked his father for getting him started on the baseball journey. But MARSE's, I just had to share with you guys. It says simply, "Fastest man alive." All right, next up I want to bring up to the podium here, Carl Gleason, who has our next introduction. Carl.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Toshi joined the PSSBL Teton River Cats in 2010. He came to us through Hiro Kita, which would be here tonight, but he couldn't make it, who had joined the River Cats the year before. When Hiro asked us to use a buddy pick for his friend, he promised Toshi was really good. Well, now we were a little skeptical. It seems everybody's friend is the next best thing. As it turns out, Hiro was a man of his word. Toshi wasn't just good, he was a force. He could hit, he could pitch, and he could play any position on the diamond. And in his rookie year, he posted a .545 batting average with a massive 1438 OPS while going 5-1 on the mound. He was just getting started. The following year, he hammered 5 home runs, 3 triples, and 5 doubles, going 4-0 as a pitcher, twice hitting 2 home runs in a single game. He was named the Teton MVP that year. Needless to say, we couldn't thank Hiro enough. Toshi's impact only grew as he joined the Smoky Twins in 2012, later the Smoky Ravens in 2016, and the Everest Ravens in 2022. His career numbers speak for themselves. He's a .398 lifetime hitter with an OPS of 101 or 1001. On the mound, he has amassed 69 wins against 37 losses, an incredible record of only 1.57 walks per 9 innings pitched. He just doesn't give anybody a base. Stats aside, what makes Toshi a Hall of Famer is anywhere, anytime attitude. If you need a whole field, he's your man. And he's probably the best player on the field at that position. Then there's the Toshi warm-up. For years, I've asked him if he can pitch. And he always says, with the same modest answer, I don't know, my arm's a little sore. Let me warm up and see. He always comes back from the warm-up saying he's ready to go. We saw the peak of that Ironman performance in 2024 in the 9 a.m. championship game for the River Cats. He pitched 7 innings and would have gone 9 without the league limit of only allowing 7 innings. Then at 3:30 p.m. that same day, he went out again for the Ravens and pitched 9 complete innings. That's 16 innings of championship baseball in a single day. I played alongside Toshi since 2010. I've watched him amaze us year after year and have always admired the way he carries himself on and off the field. It's my great honor and distinct pleasure to introduce my friend, my teammate, the man behind jerseys number 17 and 99, Toshi NIWA, for introduction into the 2026 PSSBL Baseball Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Toshi.
Well, 5 home run, came from Metal Bat. When Teton used to use Metal Bat, so it's a long time ago. Well, thank you so much. So I'm very grateful to have been selected for the Hall of Fame. You know, I love yaku. Yaku means baseball in Japanese. I started playing yaku when I was, I think, about 8 years old. Since then, I somehow continued playing yaku for about 50 years. So, but this is something I could not have done without understanding and cooperation of my wife, children, and relatives. So I would like to take this opportunity to once again express my gratitude to them. I always appreciate your cooperation. I don't cry. Thank you for understanding my selfishness. Without your support, I couldn't make this far and this honor. I am incredibly deep. I'm lucky and happy to have such a beautiful family. And then thank you, my mom just came from Japan for this event. See you later. That's my mom. Well, my current baseball IQ and skills were mostly built during my high school days. The Japanese high school baseball team practiced 364 days a year. They only have a New Year's Day off. It's true, but I don't know present days, at least in my time, it was like that. That was such a long 3 years. But there were also extremely meaningful years in my life. And I believe that this very experience is the main reason why I'm still captivated by baseball. Thank you, Hiro Kida. He's not here today, he has to work, but who asked me to play with PSSBL about 20-some years ago. Playing this league not only reminded me of my high school days, but also allowed me to have a new wonderful experience, such as President Tom Clancy, who took me first time in Arizona World Series as a Gators. And I was able to play baseball at the professional stadium for the first time. I was also able to become a division champion with River Cats and also Ravens. So playing PSSBL brings back the excitement I felt in high school and helps me keep my youth. Again, thank you very much for this special moment. Thank you.
TOSHI NIWA, everybody. All right, it's my honor to bring Mark Olson up to the podium now.
All right, Rado got the short end of the stick because I'm going to be quick. Rado is our workhorse ace for our Olympic Mariners team 2007 to 2014. Everyone in here knows how important it is to have that guy, especially on the mound in an adult league. His ability to mix speeds, locate masterfully with multiple pitches was his specialty that always had hitters off balance and guessing. Plus, back in the day, he could actually bring it a little bit. He had some velo. Rado helped us win 2 NBA titles. I don't know if I can say those words in here in this company. Before we jumped over to the Superior League, we finally captured the elusive Olympic Division title in 2014 to finish our run as a team on top. So in that season, he went 9-3 with 3 saves and a minuscule 1.95 ERA. Between 2015 and 2024, he played with the Ravens, where he pitched 6 additional seasons and won 2 Cascade Division titles there as well. For his career in just the PSSBL by himself alone, Rado went 73-29 with 10 saves and a lifetime 3.47 ERA. He only walked 1.7 per 9, a little bit more than Toshi, while striking out over 7 per 9. Quick side note, some pitchers are known for their signature pitch. Mariano Rivera had his cutter, Randy Johnson had Mr. Snappy, Rado had his own signature pitch, aptly called the Rado. It was an 0-2 fastball right down the dick. A lot of times he'd get away with it because he surprised so many hitters by laying in such a cookie after dotting 2 perfect pitches on the edges to get ahead in the count. But other times it would get punished with a piss missile gap shot or a light tower solo bomb. We would literally yell from the field in the dugout when he went 1-2, "Hey, no Rados!" I still yell that at the TV anytime a pitcher goes 0-2 on TV. But all kidding aside, tonight's accomplishment is well deserved, totally earned. So proud to introduce Jim RADOVICH to the 2026 PSSBL Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. First, thank you, Mark, for your words and being my presenter tonight. You know, of course, we had a great run as the Mariners from 06 to 14, culminating in a championship against the Ravens. That's why we have the rivalry there. And of course, we couldn't have done without your leadership, so thank you. And congratulations, of course, to the other 6 other inductees, well-deserved men, especially to Casey and Spencer, who I had the pleasure of both playing against and alongside with during my PSSBL career. I can't tell you how many times I've taken, Casey to a 0-2 count, and then he hits a liner down the got a rattle. So, good reminder as pitchers, got to get the first 2 strikes and then make a good pitch. Don't throw one down the middle. And of course, so many epic duels against Spencer. So congrats to you guys. Of course, thank you to the officers of the league, park past and present, the Hall of Fame committee, all of my former teammates, opponents, and friends. And that's what it's all about. I made so many friends throughout my PSSBL career. Back in 06 when I went to a tryout for the Cincinnati Reds, I thought that was after I got an offer for something that wouldn't have made sense. I decided to finish my degree and finish up my degree and go back for my last semester, and I'm glad I made that choice. I thought baseball was going to be done at that moment in my life, but then I found the PSSBL or the NIWA first, and then the PSSBL, and couldn't be more grateful for the time I was able to spend in my career here at the PSSBL. So it's very, very grateful for that. Thanks goes to, of course, my family. They're here with me today. My mom, Mary, my dad, Fred, who just had their 53rd wedding anniversary, so congratulations to them. brother Mike and John, and John's son Donovan, and my sister Kat, who traveled from Bend. So thank you guys to be with me here today and celebrate this incredible honor. And of course, thanks goes to of course my wife, with all her love and support and being willing, frankly, to free up my calendar for guy time. And of course, for my little girls, she can't be here with me today. My little girls, Madison and Sophia, are back home with her. Back in Sacramento, I moved to Sacramento, and you know, I think the league here is just so prestigious, and I can echo it. It's the best league in the nation, just based on the fields and the website and everything. So they couldn't be with me here today, but of course, you know, all their love and support wouldn't have been, you know, wouldn't have been able to make this possible without their support. You know, our girls have grown up going to my summer ball games and have created so many special memories in and around the great ballparks of this prestigious league. Very grateful for that, and you know, that's what this is all about, creating memories, friendships. I remember growing up going to my dad's softball games in Issaquah for his team he ran, called the RADOVICH Vineyards. You know, so many long summer nights, you know, watching my dad play baseball and being out there with my siblings and friends and just learning and playing the game I love, baseball. And, you know, I think that's what it's all about, just creating memories and creating friendships. For me, some of the memories in this league that come to mind include the time our dog Bailey got loose while chasing the bunnies at Lower Woodland Park. If you've played in this league long enough, you know at Woodland Park there's a den of bunnies down the third base line, and they get loose, and my dog found him and bolted up the hill and disappeared. I was doing work on the mound, I couldn't wait to take care of it. My wife did get the dog back, so that's good. And then there's a time, Paul, you remember this, you know, my wife was at home, pregnant with our first, 39 weeks pregnant with our first child, and I was the starting pitcher, so we had to have a game plan in place. And so, you know, true teamwork fashion, we had my phone rotated through the guys on the dugout while I was on the mound. Told Paul, I said, all right, you know, if we get the call, come get me, unless it's a close game, and it's a pitcher's count, or if it's 0-2 and I'm not gonna throw a Rado. So, as I said, my family's here today. One thing I wanted to give the floor to them for, you know, share a moment. You know, my parents, my family has said a specific chant for my baseball games from, you know, my time as a little leaguer to the state championship game in high school, to Iowa, and where I played in college, and they've always done the same chant. And so, are you guys ready? All right.
Yes.
On the count of 3, we're gonna do the chant. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Rocket Fire Jimbo!
Rock and Fire Jimbo. There we go. Thank you guys. Finally, I'm tremendously grateful and very truly honored to be inducted to this great Hall of Fame, this great league. Thank you, Tom, and the PSSBL. I'll cherish it for the rest of my life. Thank you.
All right, Jim Radovich, Rado. Okay, for our final inductee, once again, somebody that apparently required not one, but 2 folks to introduce him. So let's bring up Brandon Williams and Paul Davison. Paul.
So I haven't worn this uniform in 10 years. This is the uniform that me and Spencer, when we came into PSSBL, wear, and I felt I had to lose some weight to get into it. So, you know, when we talk about the Hall of Fame resume, the numbers obviously speak for itself with Spencer, and I think the numbers are honestly atrocious. Like, they're nasty. skipped a lot of work this week, just looking back, seeing all the memories. Like it was a ride. Me and him first played together in the NIWA. We played together for 2 seasons. The final season, he threw over 100 innings. We only had 150 innings that year. He gave up 16 runs. He accounted for 28 runs on offense. So we were pretty good. We ended up not winning it, but we were ready to move to a new league, and the PSSBL was where we came. Our first game, we played against the Orioles in the Cascade division. They were the team that you didn't want to play. Rivers was part of it. And I remember, I think Spencer went 6 innings that first game. They were impressed. I remember that 2 days later, I got a call. First time I ever talked to this guy named Paul Davidson saying, hey, can you give me Spencer's phone number? We have an all-star game, and I'd love for him to pitch versus the Merchants. Of course, it was Spencer 2 days into being in the league. He was already known. His numbers in PSSBL, he is 71-12 with a 1.3 ERA, 0.93 WHIP, and he's thrown over 685 innings. 24 of those were complete games, and he's just shy of 800 strikeouts. I was able to dive into the 2 years that we played together in the NABA. Also, a year we played in Roy Hobbs League with the Tigers. He'll pass 1,000 innings pitching this year. He's well over 1,000 strikeouts already. And there's a few seasons that I just have to note that were just ridiculous for him. In 2016, we probably weren't the most talented team. We might not have been in a top 5 in talent team in the Cascade division, but we had Spencer, and he led us to really one of the most impressive championships I've ever seen. He pitched 25 innings that year in the playoffs. I think he gave up 3 earned, including back-to-back complete games versus the Ravens. And once that happened, I knew at one point Paul was going to steal him from me, which he did. But it leads me to another thing that he kind of changed, the structure of our league and the competitive divisions. I remember after our team disbanded in 2018, we just had too many people, family, friends, that were having kids, were moving and jobs, and he was going to take a few years off, which he did. I was like, hey man, where should we go? He's like, you know what, one of my favorite teams I've ever played against was the Diamondbacks. I'd love for you guys to go to that team. And at some point, he now joins the Ravens, and it's kind of a nice, fun rivalry that we just wouldn't have without that decision. In 2017 and 2018 combined, his ERA was 0.62. That's a 0 before that point. At one point in 2018, our last year, he threw 30 innings. This was the last 3 regular season games, the first 2 playoff games. He threw 30 innings, gave up 2 hits. He threw a no-hitter through the first 5 innings in all 5 games. Pulled himself in a few of them to save himself in the playoffs, or we had put up a big enough lead. But he had 42 strikeouts in that span as well. We're talking about his pitching. One of the most impressive things I've seen is he's a pretty good hitter too, but he's just too worried about ruining his golf swing. I've seen him hit all 9 home runs he's hit twice, or he went back-to-back twice in a game with one of our buddies, Brandon. I was hitting after him, and the second time they did it, I got hit. I made sure I told the pitcher, don't worry, I was not going to hit one. So you could have just pitched to me. But he's just a great teammate. We've been able to play together in Arizona, in the tournaments in Tri-Cities, across 3 different leagues. And it's really an honor to play with him and against him. I would say one of the most impressive things I think about him, or one thing whenever I am around North Shore Golf Course, is where he got his first hole-in-one on hole number 4. He probably cares about that more than those gaudy baseball stats I just told you, and that's one of my favorite things about him. There's 2 things I've ever been scared of in the PSSBL. Both involve Spencer. One is his pickoff move. I played first base for a lot of it. I played center field before and then moved to first. His move, he threw it harder to first than he did at home, and it moved more than you would ever imagine. And if I missed it, Kevin even knows, you would hear about it. The second, and the more scary one, was a mound visit with him. I think I had about a 50% success rate of even making it to the mound. And luckily we didn't have to do it very often, but he was just a fierce competitor, and that's what you want as a teammate. So lastly, you know, as great as he's been a player, I think I've been more appreciative of being able to meet him, hang out with him and get to know him outside it, whether we're golfing, just as friends, texting. You know, we haven't even been on a team together for a long time, and I still talk to him more than most people in my family even. So he's a special guy to me. I think another big and maybe my favorite accomplishment is just being able to watch him be a father as well. So he's a great dude, and he's well deserved to be in the Hall of Fame and maybe the best lefty this week's ever seen.
Classic. So, I didn't realize you had that issue with the mountain visits, but we to come visit him on the mountain. I just have I have to share my story and then we can wrap it up. Spence, dominant in league always, as B will mention, but when we travel to tournaments, Arizona, Tri-Cities, he has not lost a game for us, and we've been doing it a long time. In 2022, this is my favorite story. It was the last game of pool play, I think, and it's the night of the last game of pool play. We're playing a game against the Tucson Tribe, and this team they're awesome. Like, guys can break, they have great pitching, and they beat the brakes off of us in this game and knocked us way down in the standings. And so the next day, we're in the playoffs still. Somehow we got lucky, we were the lowest seeds, and we win our first playoff game. And Tucson Tribe is the #1 seed. Of course, they draw us now because we're the lowest remaining seed. Unfortunately for them, we still had Spence to throw, and I will never forget, ever, the look on the faces of the three coaches that were standing watching him warm up in the bullpen, and they were just staring like, uh-oh, we have a problem here. And after the first inning, after he carved up their first 3 hitters, their coach actually called timeout, brought me out to the plate with the umpire, called the tournament director on their phone, on the speakerphone, and they're like, how is it we're playing the Seattle team? There's no way these seeds are right, because he knew exactly what was about to happen to him the rest of that game. And it did. Casey Bloom had a 3 RBI double early, and that was all Spencer needed. He shoved it for the rest of the 9 innings, and that's just what he does. And I like your sentiment, B-Roll. Great teammate, great friend, one of the most deserving candidates I've seen in the Hall of Fame. Congrats, man.
I got one more thing to say about Spencer. In 2016, after we won the championship, and then 2017, his dominant season, I remember he was joking with me at one point and said, so how long does it take to get in that PSSBL Hall of Fame? I remember I was saying, you know what, I'll ask. And everyone's like, it's about 10 years. He's like, all right, I'll see you in 10 years. There he is right here. So I thought that was like, I thought that was my story, but that was one of my favorite moments. Do you want to talk?
Yeah, I know. No, I'm gonna take some questions right here. So, there we go. You be in the middle.
All right, I'll be pretty quick because I'm honestly really hungry. I'm sure you guys are too, right? So after college, I thought baseball was over. I didn't know leagues like this existed. Then I ended up playing in the NIWA for a few years. Every weekend, double headers, the same 3 teams at the old small MARSE Avenue turf field, right? Got kind of tired of it, and then B-Will was like, hey, there's this other league we're gonna go to. Better competition, better fields, much better ran, better umpires. I don't know. Needless to say, they delivered on most of those. The PSSBL is absolutely amazing. I know it takes so much, I can't even begin to think of how much time and effort it takes from all you guys. And I really appreciate it. The friends, I've made a lot of friends. I'm a very fierce competitor out on the mound. I'll leave it at that. But I will say that I thoroughly enjoy the competition. Like, I love facing good hitters. It just gets me fired up. So, love the competition, love the league, love my teammates. It's an honor to be inducted with everybody else. Thank you.
time, Spencer Seabourne, everyone. And that is going to conclude our program for tonight. Just last couple of things here real quick, and I know Mariners have already gotten the game underway upstairs, but we'll be there momentarily. Just again, a huge thank you to everybody, family in particular, and friends, teammates, board members, general managers, field managers, Hall of Fame and President of this class of 2026. Congratulations again to each and every one of you. Let me read their names just real quick one more time. Casey Bloom, NIKOLAI Brown, CORY COATE, MARSE McNAUGHTON, TOSHI NIWA, Jim RADOVICH, and Spencer Seabourne. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Those of you who have Edgar Home Run Porch buffet tickets, we'll see you up there momentarily. And everybody else who's taking your regular seats, thanks again for coming out tonight. Drive safely, everyone. By the way, one quick shout out from the Mariners staff. Angelo over here running our sound system all night long. Good night. Okay, so Hall of Fame members, if I can have your attention, new 2026 class, please meet me over in the other room in front of the banner that's up on the wall. We have support picture taking, and family members, if you want to take some photos of your player, meet us over to my right, your left, beyond the curtains in the other room.